Well guys, today is the day the Nintendo Switch 2 has officially released, so happy launch day. I hope all of you were able to get your Nintendo Switch 2s and you've been having a lot of fun with them, but even if you didn't and you really want one, I hope they do restock them and that you are able to get yours very soon as well. I had Walmart deliver mine to me this morning, so I've been playing that. And then I also went to my Best Buy's midnight launch last night because that's where I ordered all of my accessories and my games and everything. So I went to the midnight launch there to pick that up, and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning and Walmart had already delivered my Switch 2. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been playing it a lot, and I figured I'd make this video today because there is one aspect about the Nintendo Switch 2 that I was always pretty excited for, and that is the fact that this system can now do HDR. Now HDR, like I've said before, stands for high dynamic range, and so if you have an HDR TV or monitor or display and then you play an HDR game on it, it allows you to unlock basically a new range of colors and lights and darks that are possible now on your display from that game, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is now finally capable of doing this with certain games, and so it actually looks incredible. And one of the best things about YouTube is that it's one of the few places where you can actually upload HDR content, because most social media websites like Twitter and stuff, you can't do that, but on YouTube you are able to do it. So if you are watching this on an HDR TV or display, you will be able to see exactly how beautiful all of these games look on the Nintendo Switch 2. And so I will be uploading this video in HDR, and so if you really want to get a feel for all of this, try to see if when you go to the settings on the bottom of this video where it lets you set like the resolution, see if it says HDR in small letters next to it. If it does, then that means you are displaying this in HDR and getting like the most beautiful version of what the video is supposed to look like. But if you don't have that, you can try looking for some type of HDR TV maybe in your house and watching it there. Maybe if you have like a pretty recent laptop, but more than likely I would imagine that your phone probably has an HDR display. That's like the most likely one if you don't have like a very recent laptop or TV. Most phones within like the last 5 to 6 years probably have an HDR display, so you can definitely open up the YouTube app there, go into like the advanced and check to see if the video is displaying in HDR there. But yeah, I'm just going to be showing a few games running in HDR so you can get an idea for how these games look, and they do look really good, even better in person. And so the first game that we've got here is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which of course now has a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which upscales the game now to like 1440p or 4K, I'm pretty sure, and it also offers HDR and 60 FPS. So we can see here, just kind of walking a little bit around like the Great Sky Island, you can see here in terms of like the colors that you see on the grass and like the water and stuff, it just looks so vibrant and everything is like glistening, and just the HDR on this looks really good. If I go to the Korok Forest, this was one of the most notorious areas on the Switch 1 for always having performance issues and frame rate drops, but now it's running buttery smooth on the Nintendo Switch 2. And we can also see here with the HDR on the forest, just all of the foliage and the greenery looks so vibrant and colorful as well. And you can just see here with the different lighting from HDR, it just looks really nice to kind of walk through. You can also see these vivid colors in like the blue sky when you're gliding and flying down, but you can also see here how the HDR is affecting the clouds, where the clouds now have like this white glow to them and they look really bright too, and it's just making the entire display and everything that you're kind of seeing with this game just pop out and look so much better than how it was on the current Nintendo Switch. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet probably got one of the biggest upgrades on the Nintendo Switch 2 in the fact that you can actually play the game now at a stable frame rate and you're not really seeing so many stutters and dips anymore, and so the game looks really nice now. The resolution has been increased as well, and we've got buttery smooth 60 FPS, but also there is some HDR vivid colors that are on display here as well. So we can see here inside of this area, the water looks so blue and really nice, and just kind of walking around this little island here, we can just see how nice everything is looking. Obviously like the textures and the pop-in and stuff are still issues that are a part of the game itself, but just the actual resolution and the lighting has been much more improved. If we go to like a really green and lush area here with like the Kitakami DLC, we can see here like how much green everything is looking and how vivid everything is kind of popping out. So this is honestly kind of really nice to kind of walk through, and even though you have some pretty bad textures and things that are still kind of maybe a little bit annoying to some people, I think just kind of being able to go through this area with some good frame rate and not having like dips and stutters anymore, and also just having all of these colors pop out, is really making this pretty enjoyable. Honestly, one of the things that really impressed me with the HDR in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is if we look at like some terastallizing inside of battles, we can actually see here how inky black like all of the darks become inside of these scenes here, and just how really nice all of the particles look too with all of these glowing effects, and just how colorful and vibrant it looks when you're doing like this terastallizing effect, and also kind of when you're going to like catch these Pokemon, like everything just pops out so much better. It's running in buttery smooth frame rate as well. Like it's honestly looking really nice. Super Mario Odyssey was also another game that had an HDR update on the Nintendo Switch 2, and so if we go here to like a colorful kingdom like the Seaside Kingdom, you can just see here like with the sunset sky, like all the gradients and everything just pop out so nicely, and everything just looks so colorful and just looks really enjoyable to play, especially if you have like a big HDR TV. Like this is such a fun experience to kind of go through this area, but even some of the other like colorful areas too. Like if we go to Bowser's Kingdom has like these really like colorful like smoky effects that are kind of going on in the sky and stuff, so you can kind of see here how those colors are popping out too. And there's also just kind of more vibrant colors throughout this kingdom as well with how it's designed, but also like these little fire particles that are kind of going around too. Like overall, the entire game just has some really nice lighting now that you can experience with HDR, and it just makes it really kind of fun to go through this game. But of course, I saved the best for last. Obviously, Mario Kart World is a game that was made with HDR in mind. It was made to have these features, and it wasn't something that was stapled on later like with some of these older games. And so this game just looks absolutely gorgeous with HDR. Like it is actually insane. If we take a look at one of these tracks right here, just look at like the skybox and just how the lighting with the sky is looking. It looks so gorgeous. Like when you're just driving through some of these areas, you can kind of see like how the sky is changing, and you can just see here like the lights kind of turning off, like the glows, and just how everything looks so vibrant and colorful. Like it's honestly a crazy experience, and I think you're probably still going to get to see it really well with the HDR on YouTube, but it's really something else when you see this in person. Like even on one of these like kind of icy tracks here with like these glowing roads and stuff, you can just hear how the colors are popping everywhere and how everything is just sparkling and shining. It just makes everything look so good with all of this HDR. And then on a track like this one, you can see here when I'm drifting, like the sparks kind of have like that colorful glow to them as well. They're kind of popping out really nicely too. The item boxes have like a really nice colorful HDR effect to them as well. Even Rosalina's hair inside of this like looks really nice too with a glowing effect to them. And just overall, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. I was actually like blown away at how good this game looked. I obviously knew like going into a new generation, like the games were going to look a little bit better. And I know it wasn't going to be real 4K or anything. It was just going to be like upscaling stuff, but I really did not expect it to look this vibrant and colorful, especially on my HDR OLED TV. Like this was looking beautiful. Like I was actually kind of flabbergasted at how this was possible from a Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah, if this is the type of stuff that we're going to be seeing now with games that are made with HDR in mind going into this entire generation, can you imagine like the next Zelda game made with HDR in mind, the next Xenoblade game, the next Pokemon game? Like this is actually going to be insane for this entire generation, and it's going to be a ton of fun. But yeah, there you go guys, that is pretty much a small taste of what's possible with the HDR on the Nintendo Switch 2, and just seeing all of this makes me even more excited for what's going to be possible with future upcoming games, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo's developers are going to be able to do with this hardware and using this feature now with so many games. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about the Switch 2, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below and let me know what you think about all of this. Are you guys able to see kind of how good all of this is looking with HDR inside of this video? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. How do you feel about all of this? Have you seen all of this in terms of your Nintendo Switch 2 if you got one, and how good everything looks for you? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about it, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at @Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.